Arsenal Football Club have moved to the front of the queue to sign Declan Rice. After a brilliant week in the transfer window, they are now working hard on signing one of the best young midfielders in Premier League football. At the same time, Harry Kane has informed his representation that he is very open, intrigued, and attracted to a move to Manchester United this forthcoming summer. And on top of that, there could be more exits from Tottenham. With no Champions League football looking likely next year, there is the possibility that Dejan Kulusevski's deal completing a permanent move to Tottenham may fall through, with Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, and many others circling for the talent of this young man. Now, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings in the live comment sections below. Smash the like and share buttons. This could be getting very, very peak for Tottenham right now. Arsenal are moving on to unprecedented new levels, and a Man United about to sign their new Robin van Persie. Declan Rice moving to Arsenal in the summer is seen as more likely than a move to Chelsea. This has been revealed by Jacob Steinberg. Jacob is one of the most credible journalists out there. This is the man who first revealed the news that Chelsea were interested in Mahalo Mudryk. When that was being discarded, laughed at, seen as cap, seen as untrue, seen as there being no possibility. Jacob was very resolute that Chelsea were there, that Chelsea were willing to do whatever it takes to land him over Arsenal. And of course, they subsequently did. So when Jacob says that right now, as things stand, in January 2023, that Arsenal are leading the race to sign Declan Rice over Chelsea, you believe it. This doesn't mean that the world can't change between now and the end of the season. Chelsea have a resurgence. Chelsea go on a crazy run and get back into the Champions League, win the Champions League. Maybe Arsenal fall off, and I'm just throwing out here possibilities how things could change. But as it stands right now, we know two things about Declan Rice that are a certainty: his desire to stay in London and his desperation to play in the Champions League. Those are two of the key factors as to why Arsenal are leading this race. Of course, we know they're in London. That doesn't need to be said. Maybe some of you don't know, but they're a London-based team. The second element is where's more likely for him to get Champions League football next year? As it stands, it's Arsenal. Now, that isn't to suggest that the season later, Chelsea won't find themselves back in that position, especially as 5 Premier League teams moving forward will have Champions League opportunities. However, you can't wait a year. Who knows what players will emerge? Who knows who else Chelsea will sign? Players have sometimes just got to strike while the iron is hot. They need to get deals done. They need to move themselves on, and they need to put themselves into a position where they can further themselves best. We know that Arsenal are working on this deal as of now. And if there was a sniff or a possibility of getting this deal over the line in this January, Arsenal would look to get it done. Mikel Arteta, like many of us, see that Declan Rice is a supreme talent, a top class player who has done very, very well so far at West Ham, but definitely wants to move on to pastures new, bigger things, better club, better manager, of course, than David Moyes, to really show the world of football what he can do. Even in an England shirt, he's very much limited to the way Southgate wants to play, and of course, the players that are in turn around him. This is genuinely positive news for Arsenal fans after signing the young Polish centre-back and Trossard this week in their attempts to win their first Premier League title in 18 years. But the planning and the work doesn't stop there, with Arsenal still looking at some potential bargains this month. But Declan Rice to Arsenal, I want your thoughts and I want your feelings in the comments section right now.
Let's go! Come on!
Manchester United are interested in signing Harry Kane this summer. He will only have 1 year left on his contract at this point, and this has been reported in very detailed manner by the Times and by the Daily Mail almost simultaneously. Now, what does this mean? Well, one thing that's also been confirmed in the same reports is that Harry Kane is open to the idea now of joining Manchester United. And as I said previously, the world of football changes quickly and sometimes dramatically. In the summer, United were not seen as a potential destination because we were so far away from Champions League football and we were so far away in most people's eyes from competing to win trophies. You fast forward 9 months, what Eric Ten Hag has done so far, semi-finals of the Carabao Cup, into the latter stages of the knockout stage of the Europa League, in third place in the league, and punching well above the weight anybody expected this year. And with the team improving, the football looking better, and of course, new big money owners coming into Manchester United, it will be seen by everybody as a desirable place to go and play football again. And I think that's the key factor. How desirable is it? It's massive. And I think that United had lost an element of its pulling power. There's no doubt. Darwin Núñez and Cody Gakpo. Whether you're happy or not, they rejected Man United for Liverpool is one thing, but they preferred to move to Liverpool. They may end up ruining that decision, but that's none of my business. That isn't down to me. That's down to them and Liverpool fans to sort out amongst themselves. You look at other potential destinations for Harry Kane. There's no way he's going Arsenal, in my opinion. I think Chelsea becomes very, very difficult because of his connections to Tottenham. But we know he doesn't want to leave England. Newcastle is a potential place that he could go. City have got Haaland. And I don't think with Gakpo and with Nuno that Liverpool are going to be coming in for him anytime soon. Man United and Newcastle become the only realistic places for him to go. And you could maybe make an outside case for Chelsea in this regard. But I think Manchester United and Harry Kane are almost a match made in heaven and very much reminds me of Robin van Persie joining Manchester United in the summer of 2012. A player that we all knew how good he was. We all knew how good Robin van Persie was. We all knew how good of a player he was. You know, the goals that he scored, you know, the overall quality in the player. We all saw it. We could all feel it. We could all see it on a very, very regular basis. But when he joined Man United, there was question marks. Is it too much money for a player with his injury record? You know, you look at his Arsenal career, and it only really been the last season and a half prior to that where he started to score goals. And you know, what had he won? He won an FA Cup in sort of 04, 05 as an example. He had a runners-up medal in the League Cup. And he won a few he won, I think, one trophy, maybe two trophies in one trophy maybe with Feyenoord. So he wasn't a serial winner. He'd won more than Harry Kane, but he wasn't a serial winner when he joined Manchester United. But the impact that he had in that 2012-2013 season will go long into the memory of all Manchester United fans. And I think maybe if Fergie hadn't have left and had stayed on a couple more years, he would have probably won a few more trophies with us. But we know what happened after him and David Gill left the football club. And I just get the feeling that Harry Kane to Man United could be a very similar move with a very similar impact. And I want to get your thoughts and I want to get your feelings on that in the comments section below. How much would you welcome it? But for me, the fact that it's being reported as on, that Man United are actively pursuing it, and that the player has essentially said, "Yeah, I'm up for that." With 1 year left on his deal, Conte looking like he might go, and potentially no Champions League football at Tottenham, I think he could become a Manchester United player. Hit the like and share button. Up next, Kulusevski news. Let's do it. This is a tweet from Fabrizio from about March 2022, where he said there's a £10 million loan fee until the summer of 2023. There's a mandatory buy clause of 35 million if he plays 50% of Premier League appearances, at least 45 minutes worth next season. And so far, I think he's pretty much on course to do that. And Spurs get a Champions League spot for the 2023-24 season. No mandatory buyout clause for the summer of 2022. Super club happy with, he says, club super happy with Dejan. Now, this tweet is doing the rounds, and a lot of Arsenal fans, United fans, Chelsea fans, in fact, football fans in general are very, very excited about it. And they're excited about it because Dejan's a class player. I tweeted at some point in April last year, it went crazy viral, that he's been a better signing than Luis Diaz, and I think he has been. Every time I see him play, he looks like he's moving the needle. He looks like he's going to get in and score. He looks like he's going to create. And I think Manchester United and Arsenal should be seriously looking at him. But Arsenal fans, and I understand their rationale, really feel like they've got this massive chance to sign him because he grew up an Arsenal fan. He is an Arsenal supporter. Now, he plays in the same position as Bukayo Saka. So what happens to Saka? Well, Saka would probably move to the left, in my opinion. I think Kulusevski is better than Martinelli. And we're not talking about one's great, one's crap. We're talking about both are great. I just think Kulusevski is marginally better personally. But I think Arsenal should be looking at this, and I believe they will. I believe Man United should be looking at this, and I believe they will. I think all clubs are going to look at the situation with Peditici, the situation with Juve, and with Tottenham falling backwards, and looking at the loopholes in these contracts. Because the one thing this tweet doesn't quite tell us, it does say Spurs get Champions League spot next season. Now, does that mean the 2022-23 season, which they got the spot for, or does it mean the season afterwards when the mandatory clause becomes available? Because the 50% Premier League appearances is for the following season. So it needs a little bit more clarity. And I think that's what a lot of clubs are going to go out there and do. If it's any type of Champions League qualification since he signed on loan, then it's done. They got Champions League football. He's probably played 50% of the Premier League appearances. Therefore, it doesn't matter. But it's going to be a very interesting turn of events come the summer. And how much would it break the internet if Man United or a Chelsea or a City that need new wingers, by the way, were to snap him up? Big. But imagine Arsenal pull this off. Imagine Arsenal Football Club take this player away from Tottenham. It would be an unprecedented situation. Not since Sol Campbell moving across the divide would there be a more toxic transfer. And I'm not going to lie, I'm here for that. Look, I want everybody's thoughts and I want everybody's feelings. Please make sure you're hitting like and share buttons before you go. Subscribe to the Football Terrace. Until next time, take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again soon.